So, anybody who is a friend of, really who cares about you people, should never talk of guns. When I came to Karamojong to campaign for UPM, we took part in the campaign, although we knew they were going to rig, but we knew what we would do. When I came, what is the population of Karamojong? 190,000. So, who are the children? Karamojong, many women are here. So where were the children in 1980 when I came there? Where were the children going? Killed by disease. What is the population of Karamojong now? About 1 point something?
About 1.2, 1.3.
Yes. Those are my children. Because when you don't kill my people, they immunize them. But when they are immunizing, then you kill some. But still, the population has come up. Because of mainly immunization. But I think also with the disarmament, maybe less dying by gun. Now, after we removed the guns from 2007 to 2018, there was peace in the whole of Karamojong. Because you see, the money we are squandering with the army, fuel, bombs, that's money which should be helping you to make dams. You have seen some of the few dams we have done, and you have seen how much they help people. So when they get this, what do you call development in Karamojong? So when there is some little Akitopol, all these fellows come and gather there, even the Turkanas. So if you see that this little Akitopol can help you, why do you divert us by forcing us to squander money on bombs and bullets and for you go and steal cows? They have got all sorts of sicknesses. So you are not stealing just cows, you are also stealing sicknesses. So the big number of cows is in areas which are peaceful. So therefore, if you say that you like cows, that you want Akipolu, you must stop this business of stealing cows. And you must stop forcing us to squander money, because that money can be used better for your benefit. You have seen how we have tarmacked Soroti, Moroto Road. Now we are preparing a big force to come and really fresh, like we did at the beginning of the disarmament. But the question is, why all this? More manpower, more bullets, bombs, petrol.
Your Excellency, we have come to appeal to you if you can grant these people amnesty. Even Lopusto, who was killed recently, had reached a point where he had called me to say, Honorable, help me, I don't want to die. Can I bring my gun to your home and you take? I said, well, let me first find out. I called the division commander, General Balikudembe. I said, yes, if Lopustom is ready to bring his gun, we will even receive his gun and set him free. Why is it important to do that, Your Excellency? Because a majority of them, even those who have been put out of action, had recruited the teams behind them, who now are wallowing in the bush like when the LRA war ended. The children who were born and grew up into the force remained in the bush because they belonged to no tribe. So our people are appealing for your pardon, so that this gives the confidence to them. The final one, Your Excellency, is there is a need to dominate the space in Kotido, in Ijie, because it seems to be the epicenter. Instead of us responding, we are putting forces along the border with Acholi and what have you. Let's take the battle to where it is coming from. Let's deploy enough soldiers to overwhelm Ijie County. if we want the peace to come. So that these guys have no space to breathe. Because for as long as, we have all this kind of laxity, we know so and so has been profiled, but we are not following how many people are becoming criminals every day. How many of them are getting recruited to this force? By the time you kill Lopuston, how many people has he collected behind him? So we need to save those thousands. And the way to save them is bring guns, you hand over, go home. Our people have also said, if it was not for this unfortunate mishap on the iron sheets, they were saying that the best thing, Your Excellency, you would do is, if they are iron sheets, bring them to each of these barracks. Let it be in Kjong. As somebody brings his gun, he goes with his iron sheets. Then when he goes to the village, everyone says, hey, you man, how did you buy? He said, no, I took back my gun and I was given my iron sheets. And I'm back home to start the transformation process. I think this is what this needs. So that we move away from a contest which has been built in the psychology of the people. That the army is looking for us, we are going to look for the army. There should be respect where there is one force that is superior than the other. And I think this is what we need to build in the minds of our people. And finally, we have this story of guns. I was in a place called Kangaten in Ethiopia. And I found very peaceful Karamojong people there, but extremely harmed. They don't raid. One morning as I woke up, I had gunshots at 5 a.m. And I was like, is there a raid? So when I woke up and asked the guys, they said, no. For us here, when an elderly person dies, that is how people express their cry, by shooting bullets because they have no use. Now, these are the guns that come all the way into this conflict of Karamojong because the conflict is calling them. So we also need to see how to respond. We are proposing that you need to take interest in talking to your counterpart, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, to consider disarmament on the part of the Turkana. Because for as long as the desert is moving southwards, certainly the Turkana will be with us one day. And for as long as we are going to provide the dams in Karamojong, the Turkana will be with us. But should they come with the guns? No. Because the incident of Kobebe already confirms that they come with the guns. And when they raid our animals, we actually don't have the chance to recover. But when their animals are raided by the Karamojong, they have a chance because the UPDF believes in peace, believes in the East African integration, recovers for them the animals.
Security roads was a very key and fundamental decision you made, Mr. President. If we were to move faster to rescue actually from the criminal elements that come from my district, Kotino district, let us open the security road from Kapeta Sub-County, Kopor, Longordam to Laburdun. That will enhance the response from the security forces.
Good evening, Your Excellency. In addition to that, there are points which are specific to security that came from this group and which point somewhere. For example, one pointed to plugging the source of bullets. And he says that the guns may not be 100% protected from coming into Karamojong since they are porous borders, but the bullets are not all carried from outside. And I thought that is a point of concern on our side. There is a serious point of source protection, that some of the peace agents who have volunteered information and they have not been protected, and once there is source protection is compromised and people die, then that means we shall live in an opaque situation. There are two important points that are not specifically to physical security, but one is overarching, and that is hunger. It was repetitive that this hunger is even creating other sorts of crime, like ambushing vehicles and even going to disrupt the urban centers, which means that we need to look beyond the traditional security of disarmament.
I look forward, sir, to come closer to them to work with them and be able to fill that gap that has created the insecurity in the region. And with that, we are optimistic that we shall find, working with them, we shall find a solution to ensure that the region becomes peaceful, Your Excellency.
So therefore, I want to appeal to you to take these messages to those boys, those young people, that please bring back the guns voluntarily. The neighbors having guns, Turkana, South Sudan, and so on. I think where the army has a weakness is not responding, not developing the and also the government not developing the security roads along the border, which I'm now going to concentrate on, make sure they are developed. Security roads along the border, but also within, as you are saying, so that, because if you say we cannot disarm in Uganda unless they disarm in Kenya, Ethiopia, Somalia, and so on. We don't control Kenya, we don't control Somalia. We don't control South Sudan. There are wars going on in Congo, on West Nile side. There are wars going on in Congo, on the Kasese side, and also on the Kisoro side, Kanungu. But there are no guns coming into Uganda, because there are no Ugandans bringing those guns. Yeah. The guns are there in Congo, they're there in what? But you don't hear of any gun issue in Kanungu, Kisoro, Kasese, Bundubujo. No. Why? Because there are no local constituency for guns. So therefore, what I'm going now to ensure is that Ugandan people lose appetite for the gun.